start filming content and the table gets dirty again. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bytesector. As I promised you yesterday, we unboxed AMDs yesterday. We're going to unbox Intel's latest today. First and foremost, it's worth noting the box isn't quite as thick today. I like it. But it's still thicker than it needs to be because Intel decided to package their Core i9 13900K in style. So as I mentioned yesterday, I have pre-cut the label at the bottom here. Oop, where is it? There we go. So that I don't have to worry about cutting this on film. I love the back. Contents. One Intel processor. The front of the box says it all. It's a i9, boy, where is it? i9 up here. It's Core. It's unlocked because it's the K model and it's 13th gen. Other than that, the box doesn't say very much. The back has a bunch of little writing that's, all about sustainability and the package contents. And the bottom has our product information. Just like with the AMD box, it is in a couple magnets holding this back on. And then as you open it up, our plastic wafer actually falls out of its two supports. Not sure I like that. Even if I had opened this vertically, will it stand? I guess it will stand. If I had opened this, whoop, there we go. If I had opened this like so, we'd have a standing wafer. So we'll take that off, we'll put that over there. We don't need that. Before we get into that, our box contains a single paper pouch, and inside it, an Intel, I'd have to say warranty card. It's got our sticker for our case that we're absolutely going to stick all over our tempered glass because we're crazy people. We've got warranty information and electrostatic discharge information, installation instructions, everything you need to know when you don't know what you're doing installing your own processor. But I appreciate the effort. So we're going to slide that back in there because nobody cares. We'll fold this back up, we'll throw this off to the side. It's going to collect some dust. On the back, it's just silvery, shiny. But on the front, we've got the word Intel on that, in case you weren't sure whose processor lay within. The two sides twist and separate. It's just black plastic on the inside of this. We've got some foam, which is high density, but not as high density as the foam that AMD packaged, which is fine. This is sufficient for the packaging, so no problem there. And then in the center, we have our Intel processor, and we can discard the other side. It's a cheap trick, and it lasts about 10 seconds when you're eager to get to your processor. Again, we've got it branded. It says Intel Core i9 13900K. It's got the 5-digit or 5-character model on there. And then some other information and an extremely long QR code. I'll be interested to see what that is. And then, oh look, Intel knows what they're doing when it comes to an LGA processor. There's space to grab it solidly on each side. True to form with the LGA 1700 socket, the processors are not squares, they're rectangles. Really don't have a lot of experience with the rectangular ones. Most of the ones that I've had from Intel are still squares, even if the IHS is rectangular. But no, this is full rectangle. The difference with Intel's LGA sockets from AMD's is Intel puts the pins on the outside, and they always have some, components. They look like resistors or something like that, but they've always got components in the center of their pin grid. And I always was bothered by that. And I thought, maybe that's just how it is. Maybe that's how it needs to be. Because they've had this since they introduced their LGA 775 socket way back in 2006. And whether you're on the Xeon platform or the Core platform, the Pentium, like Celeron, whatever, platform they've released since, anything using LGA, they've got components in the center of their pin grid array. AMD does not. On their 7000 series, they do not. It is 100% pin contacts on the back of the processor. But they've got components on the front, which Intel doesn't. So I guess it's a trade-off. Well, Intel does actually, a couple things. And they've got a whole bunch of little copper contacts that are much smaller than AMD's. Anyways, this is the processor. It's very straightforward. We've got the IHS sticks out a bit on the sides in 2 spots that allow the socket to clamp down on the processor and hold it in place. They are not full height. They are recessed below the surface of the IHS where most of the heat is going to transfer out to your cooling solution. And just like I said yesterday, I'm going to put this back in here before I drop it and damage it and hate myself. Other than that, Intel's packaging is pretty unimaginative. It's embossed with the word Intel on the back in the plastic. It's got a recyclable logo in there. What else? We've got a Chinese recyclable logo. And we've got some random numbers and letters. So that is Intel's 13900K CPU. And it's been unboxed. There's not a lot to say. Ooh, interesting. There's a way this goes on and a way that it does not. Okay, there we go. There we go. And it twists and turns and is packed in its own little wafer, and now I can whee! I can't wait to get this into my motherboard. Another one from Asus. We haven't unboxed it yet, but it is the Z790i. It is a mini ITX motherboard build that is going to pack a punch because this 13900K is going to be paired with 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and an RTX 4080 and 6 terabytes of NVMe storage to make a killer gaming system in a small package. But that's for another day. Guys, thank you very much for joining us for yet another unboxing. We're going to continue to do this over and over and over again until we've covered all of our components. And then we're going to actually build something exciting. Until then, you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.